Welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV, where today we want to start the Rolequest for the melee DPS. And I think this is this quest here from Shashapia. The Hunter and the Hunted. Hello, I take it you've spoken with Brooke Evu. Willing to lend a hand? I am. I'm truly grateful. Then allow me to introduce myself. I'm Shashapia, and I have traveled far from my village in the forests of Jak Tural in search of a brave soul to help us retrieve our stolen treasure. For generations have my people watched over the Dreamweave cocoon, the vessel in which the power of the swallowtail Tural Vidral is sealed. Before its ascension, the swallowtail warded off would-be predators by assuming the form of more threatening butterflies, poisonous ones and the like, through its skill at mimicry. So it survived, day after day, summer after summer, until the dawn of its great new existence. It became capable of taking on the form of any creature which crossed its path. This fearsome power was sealed within the cocoon, and any who possess it command the self-same abilities. Indeed, the wielder too may assume the form of any manner of beast or man they've beheld. Yet this mimicry is not limited to merely physical forms, no. The wielder may replicate the talents and abilities of their target, so long as such actions fall within their ken, that is. In an instant, they may become a master of a hunt, a twin-blade wielding viper, or a savage brash with claws and fangs to gut whomsoever they please. It is this power which has protected my village from the predators of the forest, for though it grants many boons, the forest contains threats in equal measure. By donning the skins of its most formidable beasts, we've kept ourselves safe for generations. Without the cocoon, my village survival is at risk. That is why we have sent our foremost hunter, Itoka, to ensure it is reclaimed. She has never failed to capture a quarry, so I thought she would make short work of this ordeal, yet there has been no word from her. I fear this may be a hunt she cannot undertake alone. It is for that reason I wish to enlist the aid of one familiar with the lay of the land beyond the Great Sea, and one whose prowess in close quarters would complement her expertise with a bow. One of the villagers ran into the thief before he fled and said he intended to use the cocoon's power in Kugane, which I understand is the name of a large settlement located far, far to the east. Please, for the sake of my home, set out for this eastern habitation and assist Itoka with retrieving the cocoon. As long as they're willing to cover my teleportation expenses. Forgive me, but what is a teleportation? Well, if it is a required expense, rest assured Itoka will compensate you for it. She's been entrusted with a fair sum of the village's combined reserves. Whatever she needs to track down the village, she will have, and so shall you. Upon arriving in the eastern land, search for the Yara woman carrying a bow and dressed in similar attire to myself. If you visit a tavern like this one, I dare say you may find someone who has seen her. Alright. Good, then we go to Kugane. Good old Hingashi. Mr. Shirkazu Hostelry, how may I serve you? Good day, have you seen a woman like... You're searching for someone. As a matter of fact, I do distinctly remember seeing a Vieira woman of that description earlier, but I'm afraid I could not tell you where she may be now. A lass from Tural, was it? Sorry, can't help you. It reminds me, I heard Tural has its own local variety of spirits called Mezcal. Been meaning to taste it for myself for an age now, but you have no idea how it is to get one's hand on a bottle of it here. Upstairs. A Vieira woman wearing a bow. Why, yes, I do recall such a person. It was hard not to notice her, really, given how she was peering at every little thing. If she came from a distant lands to the west, no doubt Kugane is quite the unusual sight for her. With any luck, she'll still be where I saw her, in the vicinity of a Sekisegumi barracks. Itoka-esque woman. The city is simply too large for me to cover alone. Perhaps it's time I returned home. Hey, I was sent to help you. Itoka? Yes, I'm she, and you are? Desiree, your friend asked me to help you. I see Shashapia always was a worrywart. Won't deny I appreciate the help though. Ascertaining the whereabouts of a cocoon has been no easy task. I managed to secure room and board in this lodging after arriving in Kugane, and have been using it as a base to track down the thief ever since. I'll tell you all I know. According to an eyewitness from my village, the thief is a middle-aged Huron male. That's all we have to go on regarding his appearance. Yet, so long as he possesses a cocoon, he can be anyone and anything. An elderly woman traipsing along the streets, a child throwing a ball, maybe even the dog chasing after it. Truth be told, I was nigh at my wits' end trying to find him. That is, until I discovered that a series of unusual squabbles have been occurring over the city. After investigating these incidents, I found one commonality. The instigator in each case invariably had no recollection of the incident, let alone of inciting it. What's more, eerie accounts have begun to circulate among the residents. Some folks claim they've somehow been in two places at once. Based on all this, I believe a thief's been using the Dreamweave cocoon to transform into innocence and spread discord through the city. Stands to reason we can find him by following the trail of chaos left in his wake, no? Yet even should we apprehend him in whatever form he's hidden himself within, there's nothing to stop him from feigning ignorance. Besides a secret remedy, of course. A recipe for an elixir which can forcibly remove a cocoon's enchantment has been passed down in my village for emergencies like this. I made sure to prepare a few vials before making the voyage here. I need simply to throw the solution of the subject, and a cocoon's weave of mimicry will unfurl on the spot. That covers everything. Now, what say we see if there's any trouble afoot? The thief will undoubtedly not be far from it. Let me know when you're ready. Let's catch him together. Ready to set off then? Perfect. I say we begin our search within the markets. I recall a great number of people gathering in the Rakusa district. I believe it was called. Now accompanying you? Where are the days when people leave the shelter and bounty found beneath the forest spurs? I was speechless when I first laid eyes on Tuliola, a city with as many people as trees in a forest. Kogana is no less dense. To think that all of this was wrought by mortal hands. Remarkable. My people have ever lived in harmony with nature, but that doesn't mean we condemn the ways of those who choose otherwise. In fact, in the brief time I've been exposed to settlements like this, I've come to see such places have their merits too. Look, you're thieving, Orson. I told you this isn't enough. But sir, that cannot be right. I'm sure I gave you a change in full. Enough, hand over my money or I take it by force. Let's keep watching. But isn't it obvious? No one gets so worked up over a handful of coins unless we're looking for trouble. Reveal yourself, villain! What the blades do you think you're doing? Sorry, very, very sorry. Because some people do get so... Oh dear. A thousand apologies, sir. I gravely miscalculated your change. I will return what you are owed immediately. I beg your forgiveness. Some people do get so worked up over a change. I apologize for the disturbance. How dreadfully embarrassing. Well, Hunter doesn't quit after a single arrow missed its mark. Best not to dwell on what's done, and instead focus on our next course of action. Let's see how things fare on Koganadori. Yeah, for me this wasn't enough to go on. This was a legitimate trouble, and it could still have been. Still cities? Yo. About the sea. I can't believe how impossibly vast it is. My jaw dropped when I first saw it. I could hardly fathom the horizon in the sea began. Before arriving in Tulliola, I'd imagined the sea to be merely a larger, saltier body of water than the lake back home. They would race from shore to shore. To attempt the same here, I fear, would have fatal results. I'll cut you down where you stand, you lecherous lummox! What's going on here? The big bloke here allegedly laid his hands on that grizzled fella's woman. Afraid this may come to blows. Calm yourself, man. I have not done what she claims. You dare add insult to injury after calling her a liar? Ignore him. I told you that pig defied me. Cut him down this instant. There's no truth in her words. Wherefore does she spout such rubbish? Come here, give me strength. Cut the bloody brute down already. Yes, not less than your head shall serve as penance for your crimes. Very well. Let my blade prove my innocence. It's her, right? Probably. A shinobi. Was that really necessary? No matter, I was going well with his petty farce. It's time I moved on to bigger and better things. Shoot him! Oh no, you don't! Nope! Ow! How odd, my bow is more out of tune than I realized. Sweetheart! Is it really here? Oh, thank the come, you're safe. I found her lying unconscious in a nearby alleyway. She could vaguely recall being attacked from behind before losing consciousness. The villain knocked her out before assuming her visage and employed to deceive her husband. I fell for the deception like a complete and utter fool. I do not even know how to begin to make amends. There's no amends to be made. You simply acted as any husband would. Due to your involvement, this matter was resolved without bloodshed. Misaki Sugumi, thank you. It's regrettable, however, that the villain managed to escape. A criminal who can change her shape at will is exceedingly dangerous. Know that Misaki Sugumi will alert the populace to this menace and remain vigilant for any suspicious activity in the city. Let's return to my lodging. I'd like to go over where we stand with our elusive quarry. As predicted, the thief has been using the cocoon's power of mimicry to incite conflict around the city. What he hopes to accomplish by doing so, however, is still unclear. And so long as he has this power, our sole means of tracking him remains the havoc left in his wake. A trying trail for any hunter, but I'm heartened to have a warrior like you beside me as I tread it. We'll catch him together, and when we do, we'll mete out the justice he deserves, Desiree. If this is like a healer Rolequest, he's just messing around. A sea of blood. Good to see you, Desiree. For better or worse, I haven't heard of any unusual incidents in Kogane since our last altercation with a thief. There may be a reason for that. Do you remember when he claimed he was moving on to bigger and better things? If we're to catch him, we have to expand the scope of our search beyond Kogane. He traveled all the way from Tural to this eastern land for a reason. I can't imagine he'd go too far. Do you know of any other settlements nearby? The Ruby Sea is dotted with settlements. People live out in those waters? But they're so vast. Where would we even begin? Honokor? So the Bakufu was an outpost at the Ruby Price. That sounds like a perfect place to start. Let's make our way there and avail ourselves to the soldiers' intel. If anything out of the ordinary has occurred, no doubt they'll be aware of it. shall we? Well, this is unexpected. What brings you to the Ruby Prize? Disputes. Strange you should ask. Not even a moon ago the waters of the Ruby Sea were poised to turn a sanguine shade. Please, tell us everything. A Confederate skiff approached the Ruby Prize without authorization, and its occupant began hurling insult after insult in an obvious attempt to provoke us. We did not succumb to their provocations, however. After warning the vessel we'd fire if they drew an ilm closer, they withdrew without a word. However, should they attempt to provoke us again, we will not display the same level of restraint, and the roar of our cannons shall signal their comrades to rally in full force. The waters will flow red. Of that there can be no doubt. Tensions run high. Not like this has ever occurred. I see. Thank you for the information. Might we speak privately? Based on the testimony just now, I gave there's an agreement in these waters with the Confederates are not to draw near the Ruby Prize, guarded as it is by Bakufu sentries. If that is the case, then, as the soldier stated, I can only conclude that the vessel earlier was attempting to incite a dispute between the two factions. Which fits the modus operandi of our quarry, wouldn't you say? Perhaps it was he who sailed here under the banner of the Confederates. Whatever the case might be, we have nothing but conjecture. We need solid evidence before we can alert the soldiers here to this threat. I doubt they'll heed our warnings otherwise. First, we need to verify if any member of the Confederacy actually approached the Ruby Prize. Do you know where their base of operation can be found? On a call. Oh, yeah, we can use the outpost there. Sakazuki. Looks like it would be faster for us to swim there. Swim? I fly. I mean, yeah, that would probably know best. But their main base is Onokoro. What? Absolutely not. Not that one of my Confederate brothers and sisters would approach the Ruby Prize without authorization. Those cowardly Bakufu dogs must have concocted this baseless rumor to get a rinse out of us. A rise out of us. Sorry. Any of your comrades sailed to the Ruby Prize recently? No. The soldier of the Ruby Prize said that, did they? Pardon my language, but that's a load of shite. We have no interest in Hingan waters. If anything, we've seen their skiffs encroaching on our territory of late. If you ask me, they're the ones thirsty for blood. There you are, Desiree. Listen to what this person has to say. The situation is more grave than we thought. I'm thankful you came, and not a moment too soon. Captain Rusher ain't been acting himself, you see. Normally where he goes, Tansui goes, but not today. He showed up just earlier by his lonesome and ordered us to gather as many heads as able to join him on the Isle of Bacco to attend to some pressing business. Normally I'd oblige the captain without a moment's hesitation, but I had a feeling something went right, so I asked him what manner of business. We're gonna set the Ruby Prize ablaze, he says. The bloody Ruby Prize! Tried speaking some sense in him, but we went over mind to listen, and walked off saying he has no need of craven bastards like me. Look, I don't know what's gotten into the captain, but it can't be anything good. Please, go to the Isle of Bacco and stop him, and make comrades before it's too late. This Rasher acting strangely can't be a coincidence. We need to get to that island and quickly. Do you know the way? Got it. We have no moment to waste. I handle it. Much obliged. I hear voices. Seems we have gathered up ahead. Those scum think they can encroach on our territory and get away with it? I'll be damned if we let them. Tonight we lay siege to the Ruby Prize and seize it for ourselves. But are you sure? If we do this, we won't just be starting a battle, we'll be starting a war. You've been acting strange, Captain. What's gotten into you? Silence. I didn't ask for your bloody opinion. Those lying dogs claimed it was us breaching the agreement. I say we give the bastards what they deserve. You're not welcome here. Be gone if you value your lives. You're not Russia. You saw through my disguise once again. Don't tell me you count even a pirate captain among your acquaintances. Indeed. What are you trying to accomplish? Why incite this conflict wherever you go? Why, sorry to disappoint you, but contrary to the passage of the Unbound prattling about freeing the world from the tyranny of government, I have no grand design. I wish merely for everyone to show their true faces. Folk love to put on airs of sophistication and virtue, but push on towards the edge and their masks slip off to reveal the monsters underneath. They go for their neighbor's jugular to save their own skin. You've seen it for yourself. It's quite a spectacle. Damn it, the winds are too strong. Really? A man of 1,000 faces, a true menace indeed. We return to Honor Coro forthwith to alert the captain. Rest assured, the Confederacy will be keeping a close watch over Ruby Sea. I didn't think for a moment he was an imposter, and the lies he spouted about the Bakufu soldiers were enough to make my blood boil. To think what would have happened had you not been here to stop us. Kami bless you. All he wants to expose people's so-called true faces. But he would use the cocoon for such a petty cause. Unthinkable. Let's return to Kugane for the time being. Damn it all, I can't believe a bastard like that. Forgive me. I find myself more disgusted with that villain each time we see him. To think all of this is driven by small-minded spite. From what I could gauge, he didn't fly toward Kugane during his escape. I believe he seeks a new settlement to terrorize. Now that the Confederacy and I are acquainted, I'll see if they can help me sniff out his roost. No doubt where there's smoke, he'll be there to stoke a fire. And I suppose I use the spirit to tend to my bow. Next time my arrow will fly true. Hopefully. Usu. Wonderful, you're here. Ever since the incident in the Ruby Sea, I've kept a line of communication with the Confederacy, and they've reported something you'll be interested to hear. Apparently, A man impersonating the distinguished Lord of Doma was recently exposed. One of the Lord's retainers saw through the pretender's facade while he was attempting to stir up trouble in a Doman enclave. The imposter then reportedly transforms into a hawk and fled. Clearly, our quarry now nests in Doma. I'd like to resume our hunt immediately, but I'm not sure where he may go after his failure in the enclave. Do any location come to mind? A town in Yansha called Namai, you say? That sounds promising. The extent of your knowledge is truly remarkable, Desiree. Then without further ado, let's make our way there and see if the residents have noticed any unusual activity. I would bet Yugiri saw through it. She would not only know transformation techniques and disguises and so forth, she is also one of Hien's most trusted people and would know him inside and out, and it doesn't appear you can fake personality with that thing. Ever been any quarrels of late? Why yes, actually, just the other day the two of us were at each other's throat over a persimmon. She was only supposed to eat half, but she went and gobbled the whole thing. In the end, she purchased this one by way of apology, so I let bygones be bygones. What's that? This isn't the sort of quarrel you're speaking of. Yeah. Not really. Shinden. Trouble, none that I can think of, or a blessing, all that has been peaceful. By the Kami's grace, our quaint village has not seen strife since the Imperials were ousted. There has been news, however, of a man impersonating Lord Hien at the Enclave. As I'm told, when Lord Hien voiced intentions to invade Naxia, all present grew wary of the individual. None more so than Lady Yugiri, who saw through her fast immediately. After he was exposed, the villain fled the scene with haste. Unfortunately, efforts to find him have not borne fruit. Okay. None of the residents I spoke with reported anything out of the ordinary. How did you fare? Same. It seems the villain is not here. Where might he have gone? What are you doing here? Friend of yours? Don't hang your head like we're strangers. We met just moments ago, remember? You asked me how to reach the House of a Fierce. Good grief, lass, you're lost, aren't you? I can understand your embarrassment, I'll tell you the way again. Listen carefully now. Follow the descending paths leading north out of the village until you see a small pond, then simply dive in and swim. The House of a Fierce will be on the other side. Could he have impersonated you this time? This doesn't bode well. We must hurry. Much obliged, sir. Just how far must we swim to reach the place? I dare say my days spent on the lakes back home are about to come in handy. My friends, it's come to my attention that the Han of Yazim Steppes' mighty Owenir tribe conspires in the shadows to invade Doma. We must not give him the chance. Invasion would mean all-out war. There's only one solution. Under cover of darkness, you must assassinate the Han. Only with his death can this crisis be averted. They grow wary. Perhaps I should observe my targets more carefully. With all due respect, these allegations must be brought before Lord Hien. It is imperative we receive his instruction before acting. That would be playing right into the Owenir's hands. After all, an impostor disguised as Lord Hien was but recently exposed. An Owenir spy, there can be no question. If the spy has fled, their whereabouts unknown. There could be anyone and anywhere, weaving new schemes even as we speak. Decisive action must be taken, that's why I came to you. So, the impersonation of Lord Hien was but part of the Owenir's grand scheme. But why would those who fought alongside us for Doma's liberation conspire to invade? Forgive me, but you do not seem to be yourself, Desiree. Something isn't right. Because I'm desperate. A shadow looms over Doma, and only with your help can I cast away its dark power. Please, lend me your strength. Our honored friend Desiree risked life and limb to see Doma free, yet you address her with suspicion and doubt? If she says we must act first to prevent greater bloodshed, then we must act. It is true that she has never led us astray. Brothers and sisters, let us join hands with Desiree once more to drive back the shadow rising over Doma. Really? What's the meaning of this? It's an infernal Owenir spy. Quickly, kill her before she can escape. You sound nothing like me. Your charade ends here. It's you. Such persistent vermin. You're not getting away this time? The problem appears to be your aim, not the bow. Pathetic! You're nothing like the other girl. What was her name? Ah yes, Itoka. She was fearsome, that one. Right up to the moment I drove my blade into her back. What's this? Don't tell me you've been masquerading around as Itoka herself. After all, it would make you no better than me. Hiding behind the name of another won't erase the blame you bear for everything that happened. Care to explain? I'm sorry, I swear I'll explain everything to you later. For now we should apprise these men and women of the situation. To think he can transform into anyone. A truly fearsome ability. I shall alert Lord Hien of this threat immediately. Rest assured that all of Doma will be on alert. I was completely fooled. I have no words to express my shame. Upon speaking with you again, I realize that though the impostor assumed your guise, he had neither your spirit nor your grace. Forgive me, I will not fall for such a farce again. You knew him, right, old man? At least that's what it sounded like to me. Might I have a word? The man impersonating you earlier, I'd recognize his face anywhere. Without a doubt, he is Samidare, a childhood friend. You know him? Please, you must tell us everything. I've known Samidare nearly my entire life. We've learned the shinobi arts together, you see. Roughly 25 years ago, we engaged in our first battle as proud ninja, defending Doma against the Empire's invasion. With every fiber of our body, we met their mighty Magitech with nimble ninjutsu. As if moved by our resolve, the mighty auspice and guardian of Doma, Tamazo Gozen, appeared on the field of battle to aid our cause. Yet our efforts were for naught. The Empire's might fell upon Doma like a hammer, and we were crushed beneath their overwhelming force. The occupation began soon thereafter, and so too did my work from the shadows. While I devoted myself to resisting the Empire in secret, Samidare was conscripted to their army and forced to become an imperial spy. I understand he served them well, fanning the flames of war in faraway lands through rumor and manipulation. Indeed, as far back as I can recall, Samidare has ever excelled in the skill of subterfuge. It was only after the prisoner exchange that he returned to Doma at long last. But he was a changed man. He could find no joy or solace in the peace he once fought to secure for our nation. Instead, he sought to disrupt it. War has taught me the truth of this world. Civility is but a fast right man's savagery, and I prove it here in dear, dear Doma. The fool I am, I thought he was jesting. Only later, when I discovered the web of lies he'd spun to turn folk against one another, did I realize he meant every word. I tried to confront him, but he fled Doma without a chance. Nevertheless, I searched my home afterwards and discovered a missive from an organization called the Passage of the Unbound. I have it here with me. Dear illustrious Samidare, we extend our deepest gratitude for your interest in joining the Passage of the Unbound. With each passing day, our secret order draws closer to its goals, and we shall require exceptional talent for what lies ahead. Bearing these needs in mind, we have decided to welcome you into the fold. To celebrate the start of an auspicious future together, we invite you to meet your colleagues in Toliola and have enclosed your ticket within. Exceptional talent, exceptional egos, more like. This Passage of the Unbound kept a watchful eyes on nations far and wide to recruit cutthroats like Samidare, who only follow their own desires. Upon his arrival in Tural, Samidare's ambitions guided him to my home, but he stole the Dreamweave cocoon and set out to use it for his own twisted ends. I'm afraid that appears to be the way of it. In all likelihood, it's the Passage of the Unbound which alerted him to this Dreamweave cocoon's existence. Today, Samidare attempted to incite war between Doma and the Azim Steppe by wearing the face of our dearest ally, you. Your timely appearance prevented the worst from happening, but so long as he can alter his form and face at will, who can say what tomorrow may bring? You see, as a secret operative has made him a master at reading people. Should he decide to study his target before taking their form, I fear his schemes may not be discovered until it's already too late. Please be careful. May have Kami bless you and keep you. Attempting to find Samidare now would be a fruitless endeavor. He could be any bird in the sky or any beast roaming the wild. Let us return to Gugane. I will reveal everything to you there, I promise. I'm grateful for your help today. Once again, I let our prey slip away. The only silver lining is that we know who he is now. But more importantly, I apologize for deceiving you. As Samidare said, I'm not the greatest hunter of my home. I'm not Itoka. I'm Kuiki. I hail from the same village as Itoka, and I too am a hunter, but only in name. You see my aim for yourself. Yet most shameful of all is that it's my fault the Dreamweave cocoon was stolen. Normally it's enshrined in the deepest recesses of our home. Only Itoka had leave to wield it. The forest provides shelter and sustenance to many, and not all we share its bounty with are friendly. When great beasts threaten our home, the cocoon's power may be used to protect our lives. Yet, I used it for my own foolish desires. I couldn't take it anymore. I was a hunter, yet could barely catch prey large enough to feed myself. I was forced to wash clothes, prepare meals, and tune bows. Just once I wanted to be acknowledged. I wanted to feel pride. So I used the cocoon's power to transform myself into Itoka. With her dexterity and finesse, I finally caught prey befitting a true hunter. And as I carried my prize home, he appeared. I found him collapsed in the middle of a beaten path. I never had reason to mistrust someone before, so I approached to nurse his wounds. At the moment I drew close, he knocked the cocoon from my grasp and struck me unconscious. He was long gone by the time I awoke. I confessed my sin to the village elder. In her boundless grace, she forgave me, but I could not forgive myself. I left home that very eve in secret to pursue his thief, all the way to Kogane. After several days of fruitless scouring the city, who should I see but Itoka? As our most exceptional hunter, it came as no surprise the elder had charged her with recovering her cocoon. She was astonished to see me, of course. I told no one of my actions. I feared she would send me home, but when I expressed to her my shame, my anger, she consoled me and told me we would find the cocoon together. And I was certain we would. Until the day that duplicitous bastard killed her. You appeared soon after her passing. I thought with someone as strong as you at my side, maybe, just maybe I could avenge her? So I lied. Like Samidara said, I'm no better than he is. I'm an imposter. But my desire to reclaim the cocoon is every bit as strong as Itoka's was. I'm so sorry for lying to you, Desiree. Hope that you can find it in your heart to forgive me and continue to aid me in reclaiming the Dreamweave cocoon. I had my suspicion, but I also had faith in you. And it's been rewarded. Thank you. I know with you at my side I can keep my promise to Itoka. For now I'll remain vigilant for any news regarding conflict in the region. Please do pay me a visit when you find a moment to spare. I'm counting on you. Alright, and name changed. I think I end this episode here, and next time we continue hunting for the Dreamweave cocoon. Until then, I'm Mace, and don't get lost.